Ready. Play.
Make a quick preview of Swiatek Rybakina, so we will do that. All right, so yeah, Swiatek Rybakina then. Head-to-head is on the screen. Of course, we had just had them playing at the United Cup. This is technically a better court for Swiatek, for sure. Then again, last year, their final was quite competitive. I think with Rybakina, we just have her playing back consistently right now after the second half of last season. I still don't know if she's 100% in terms of her level, her fitness, but she is doing pretty well. So it's not like it's going to be, a situation where we are kind of afraid that she's not going to be able to deliver at least a good performance. I think we're not there really. So, I'm just expecting a bit of a classic. Noskova today, she kind of showed that Iga might be vulnerable a little bit, especially if you can just slam second serve returns, which kind of comes back as a topic for Swiatek from time to time. But yeah, the United Cup performance, we've kind of talked about it a lot, right? That at some point Iga makes a great tactical adjustment there when Rybakina is serving for the set, and from that point onwards, it's actually looked like a pretty repeatable strategy to start moving her around and work the angles very well. She wasn't able to do it at all against Noskova today, though. So I don't know where that puts her. But, it's one of her favorite courts in the world. She has to be at least a slight favorite.
Yeah, I think slight favorite is just about right. I'm still expecting a close match. This is by no means one where you go in and you're confident that Iga's going to win it. And so and yeah, Rybakina today won her match in straights. Iga, bit of a tougher fight, and yeah, the return of serve. I wonder if Iga will make some kind of adjustment, even take half a step back on that, because she's very stubborn about it in terms of her return position. We'll see if that comes into play. I mean, Noshkova was hitting spots superbly. She had this amazing first serve rhythm that lasted, basically the whole match. And yeah, Elena Rybakina has shown a pretty high level. I agree. She's been a bit more up and down now than we're used to, like this time last year. So that's maybe something you can take advantage of. And yeah, we have seen some of the new things that Facet has already tried to bring in Iga's game. So I definitely see this being pretty tight. I don't see it not being close. But yeah, I make Iga a slight favorite based on the conditions and the fact that she just beat Rybakina last year, and also in a very tight match, and then also at United Cup mainly. So
yeah, February to April last year, you're obviously right that Swiatek and Rybakina were the two best players on the planet. Then Sabalenka had that lull, and yeah, right now it doesn't really feel like they have that much of an edge, but they're obviously still up there. It's kind of tough to say who's really there at the moment, since Sabalenka and Goff both lost early. So we probably will know kind of more going forward, but they're still definitely up there. They're still up there among the top 5, at least in terms of the level. And should be a very entertaining clash. I think it's definitely one of my favorite matchups on the circuit. Sometimes it can get a little bit too serve +1 heavy, like in Stuttgart. That was not as entertaining. But at the same time, on this court, I don't think we're really going to go there. And last year, the first set of the final was excellent. Of course, there was that double break lead for Rybakina. She gets hurt a little bit there. There's some bleeding on the leg, but it only really provides a momentum swing, in the sense that there was a timeout. It's not like she was injured and she stopped playing well or something like that. Definitely not. But it did kind of slow her down a little bit, and after that, Iga takes over with a great performance there. Probably one of the best 2-set matches of last season, especially if maybe that second set was just a tiny bit tighter. So yeah, the expectations are high for sure. It's kind of wild that they're meeting in the quarters of an event, honestly, because we've been used to both of them being part of the top 4. Of course, Rybakina isn't there anymore, but if she can just keep winning, as much as she is, then obviously second half of the year, she could really just easily get back into that top 4. So I think it's possible that by year end, we're not really going to see them meeting at stages like this anymore. Would you say that this is a final already, sort of a mini final of this event? It's probably a little bit too much, but the winner of this is going to be the favorite to take the title, right?
they will, but there's still Ostapenko lurking around in the quarters, and that's not a pleasant matchup at all for you guys. We know there's still, Ons Jabeur, who's playing well, although Iga, it's more manageable for her, of course. And then on the top half, you still have Alexandrova. I mean, typically Alexandrova has been the type of player who, yeah, has one of these really big wins, but then you still don't really back her to like go all the way and win the title. But she's playing against Pagula. Like this is like if Swiatek wins this, I mean, she's basically gonna have to avenge most of her hardcourt slam losses in this 1 week. So it's still like good conditions for her, but she doesn't go into these matches like like guaranteed to win, like heavy favorite even after Rybakina. So I don't think it's a wait and see situation, but I do think she's gonna have to play better than she did today because today like she found a way through. She was pretty, and that it was kind of like more of her Billie Jean King Cup type performances rather
Yeah.
than
And we're not used to seeing that in Doha because since the opening round in 22, she was pretty much spotless here. Nurlan, if you didn't see any tactical change from Iga from when she was down, when Rybakina was serving for the set in the first set of the United Cup match, I think you should get off the drugs. What else? Yeah, I mean, should be really fun. I had one more thing that I wanted to say, but now I don't remember what it was. So basically, that's me. Oh yeah, no, I know what I wanted to say. Give me Swiatek Ostapenko. I so want to see more of these matches.
we have had so
Whatever
little of them.
happens. I mean,
We
I
only,
just want to see if this can be maintained by Elena somehow.
yeah, they've only played twice since the start of 2022, and one was before the 37 match win streak. So like Ostapenko like isn't really consistent, so she doesn't really meet very often.
Yeah, there's a lot of tournaments when we're like thinking, oh, so yeah, Ostapenko is a potential semi-final opponent for Iga, or like,
Or
yeah,
like
this is
fourth round
the
of a
player
slam,
that
and
she
she
has
even
to
get
avoid in her draw, but she barely makes it there. And obviously, yeah, you're right that since the win streak, since the explosion, we've only had one match. Although that one performance just before the win streak, it was like literally just before the win streak, the last loss. So kinda counts, kinda. And also it was in Dubai, but. Yeah, I mean it's definitely quite something, and there's a lot of numbers that support what you see with your eyes as well. That she is a unique player, and well, I'd love to see that kind of like thrown at Iga again. Not that Ostapenko Rybakina wouldn't be entertaining, and of course Ons Jabeur is by no means right now an easy win for Elena either. So yeah, should be an exciting rest of the event.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.